Can I visit back to you being a ninja in the night?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're just rolling into these compounds with a group of how many?
15, 20, 60.
Are you hiding out all day until it is night for you to get in, or how is it? Are you leaving, coming, going?
We have multiple ways to infill, whether it's airborne, aerosol, vehicles, walking. You analyze the mission right in front of you. There's this compound. There's 50 houses around it. They can hear the helicopters coming because of the height of the mountains around it. We have everything in our arsenal. You truly plan your own mission, and then you tell the leadership what assets you need, the type of guns you need, right? The distances you'll be engaging, the type of aircraft that'll support you in case things go wrong. You just bomb the piss out of it and scoop it up later, right? So all of these things become, part of your planning mission. And I can show you in a dirt hut us making mock villages out of cartons,
like driving X's and O's and like backyard football
same
type
thing, right? Yeah. And so we plan our mission ourselves. We would ask for the assets, whether, it was helicopters or gun jeeps or something. We had it all there for us. And just like here, we'd kit up and we'd just fly out there and knock it out that night.
So you would drop off. Sometimes I assume you're just creeping in by foot.
Creeping in by foot, whatever you want to do.
Ground. So let me get real personal with it. You can tell me you don't want to go that far if you don't want to. You see in movies, you guys creeping in, middle of the night. There's sentries or whatever, like a fire watch walking around or whatever. Sneak up with the wire, the garrote, silent kill, drop, boom, you move past.
Yeah.
Is that real shit?
Oh,
real life shit?
Just like that.
Like cover his mouth so he doesn't make a noise.
You pick them up, their feet are still running because they don't see at night because they usually go in when the lunar, his cycle is down, so you can't see at night. You use suppressed weapons. You use silenced weapons. You use hatchets, whatever it takes.
Wait a fucking minute. So you're hiding behind like
tomahawks.
You're hiding behind like a wall.
Fucking Gary Paul.
Like yeah, you're hiding behind a wall, and a guy walks by just like in a movie, and you fucking just snag that guy, grab him by his mouth so he can't talk, and just fucking boom over.
You gotta grab his mouth if you do it quickly. Right? There you go.
Before he can even yell, it's just like boom, he's dead. Throw him down, and now you got to move on to the.
Or you have snipers in Overwatch that use suppressed weapons that take him out. They'll be a few inches from you, and that's how you train. You
badass motherfucker right there.
That's
Hollywood got some shit right. That's.
There's been a battle. I had a friend Tony, who's probably he was the army powerlifter of all of Europe. His fingers were the size of this water bottle right here, right? He ended up doing hand-to-hand in one room with 4 guys and killing them all.
Wow.
With a broken clavicle.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Right? And so you just got to do it. And, sometimes you'll run into a room and guys will surrender right there. Sometimes, they'll start shooting. And you're just, going.
We had a guy who couldn't do a podcast because he broke his clavicle falling off a fucking scooter.
There you go.
Yeah. And you got a guy he kills 4 people.
Sounds like an exaggeration.
With his bare hand.
Try to go home.
So with that, all right. So with all that in mind, obviously, if people listening to the show knew nothing about Special Forces or Green Berets or Navy SEALs up to this point, everybody has a sense right now. It's a very unique member of the military, very intelligent people, very creative people, unique people, right? But you have this, you're creeping in the middle of the night, you're doing what you got to do to other human beings in order to get the job done. You leave that. So, boom. You got to fly home, Bob. Hey, family, here I am after going through that for several months or a year. How do you turn that off in your brain? How do you become Bob the father or Scott the husband? Overnight.
And it depends on what trip you go on to, because when we left, believe it or not, and you guys probably don't know this, when we left.
I guarantee we don't know it.
When we left Uzbekistan, when we came out of Afghanistan and then left Uzbekistan, we'd already known we were going to Iraq.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
So when I went home, it was, and I tell my wife, I would tell her, hey, I don't want to see anybody at the house. I don't care if it's brothers, sisters, family, nobody, except for my kids and my wife. And for 2 weeks, it has to be that way. I don't want to see anybody else. But, when I came home on this one, I already knew I was going somewhere. But I didn't go home and tell her, hey, I'm getting ready to do this.
Right.
So I came home, hey, we're going to go in here. We're going to clean our stuff up for like a week or so. And then, you want to take some leave? Okay, we'll take some leave. Then I got to come back and start training again.
Wow.
Are you going somewhere else? Well, no, but we still got to be sharp.
Yeah.
So it's simple.
Yeah, but you
just
have to
simple
balance
like
that, right? That's a real balance that
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to do
Oh, yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
balance the family because you know you're not going to have a lot of time back at home, and you already know another mission's coming, which you're probably already trying to prepare for.
And some people can do it, and some people can't. And that's even in our line of work. We have people that actually it
was enough
failed
for 'em.
them. It was
Yeah.
too much for them. They had to say, "Hey, I got to go. I'm done.
Sure.
I did my part, and I'm out."
So if
I
you-
imagine it's very hard to turn that off.
I did
when
this.
you're home.
I did it. I was in for 30 plus years. I did over 26 as a Green Beret.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a long
there
time.
needs to be more movies about your motherfucking ass. Jesus.
I keep telling Scotty that.
I can write you one, man.
But you think about it, the same group went home, and then there was the invasion of Iraq. So you think
Right.
about the Kurds up north, the WMD, the capitulation of Iraqi generals and all this other stuff. It was the same group of people that went in there. Hey, war's easy, right? 90 days, we thought we were done. And then they sent us into Africa because you had foreign fighters coming through, and then it just kept going and going and going until you either were killed or you retired. So,
Well, that Middle East is going to be in war forever. I mean,
it
that's-
has been and it will be.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
literally I'm not a big religious guy, but in the Bible it says this will just be an unrest for eternal time, and it's not that the Bible has been accurate on everything, but I feel like that really, since the beginning of time, the Middle East has been in the middle of war, and it'll never stop. It'll really
have
never
you ever
stop.
seen that satellite photo where it's all lit around the world except for the dark places?
Yeah.
That's where
Right.
it is, and it's true, metaphorically and religiously and in truth.
Right.
That is the darkness of the world, and that's where we operate.
And it's easy for the ignorant. And that's not a derogatory term. It's
Yeah.
just people that don't know and want to live
Unaware.
in the dark and be unaware of the road. And it's easy for them to say, "Why are we sticking our nose in other people's business? Why we?" You guys basically are responsible for keeping planes from
We're the
flying
Night's
into
Watch.
buildings and all these things happening. So. Yeah, you are the Night's
I like
Watch.
this.
Like you're
Hey,
Game
that's
of
the
Thrones.
movie, by the way. Dump that. The movie's Night's Watch, and then where he said we operate in the dark. I mean, that's a real.
From Game of Thrones.
It's an incredible thing to wrap your head around. It's hard for me to wrap my head around.
And just think, we're old dudes now. There's a young generation
Sure.
doing and ready for the next 9/11, ready for the
Are
next
you
thing.
okay?
What does George Orwell say? People sleep peaceably in their beds at night because rough men stand ready on their behalf.
To do violence on their behalf.
I love that.
Hey, that's a Navy SEAL coming in there at the end there.
Love that.